Hello, my name is Hunter Bollenbach, and my speech is titled State, Local, and International Events that Occurred on October 22nd. Matt, are you here?
I am.
Blair, are you here?
Yes.
Cody, are you here?
Yep.
Awesome. So today I will discuss the important events and exciting events that occurred on October 22nd in the history and why they're important. The purpose of my speech is to inform my audience of the events that occurred on October 22nd. I've done extensive research and I have gotten the majority of my information from academic sources. The first topic of discussion is going to be Sam Houston's inauguration in October 22nd, 1836, and following that will be the release of the video game Grand Theft Auto and its impact on the video game world. And lastly, we'll cover John F. Kennedy's role and involvement in the Cuban Missile Crisis. So Sam Houston was an American politician and soldier who is best known for his involvement in bringing Texas into the United States. He led the Texian army to defeat the Mexican army at the Battle of San Jacinto, and this led to his election of President of the Republic of Texas, the first president elected to the Republic of Texas, and he would eventually bring Texas into the United States. He was the only governor of a Confederate state that did not support secession from the United States, and Sam Houston played a vital role in bringing Texas in the United States, but he wasn't necessarily intending for that to happen. Although I have a quote here from Woodson Research Center of Rice University. It reads, "Although Houston favored annexation, his initial efforts to bring Texas into the Union proved futile, and he withdrew the offer by the end of his first term." So Sam Houston believed that if Texas were to be brought into the United States as a slave state, it would further increase tensions between the North and the South, and he was later proved to be right. Next, we're going to discuss the video game Grand Theft Auto 3 and its impact on the future of video games. So Grand Theft Auto, or GTA, is the most popular game and one of the most popular games in the history of video games. It has over 11 different individual titles, and it has sold over $235 million in sales. Well, we will discuss GTA 3 and its major landmark for the series. GTA 3 was the first full 3D video game. It was released on October 22nd, 2001, and the game opened the doors of technology for many different video game titles to follow. When GTA 3 was released, it was the first open world video game in the world, and it inspired many others to follow, like the infamous World of Warcraft. Many people believe that GTA 3 was so popular because everything that players were doing in the game was so real, like real to it was like real life. GTA started the common belief that video games instilled violence in children, and it also started the first instances of addiction in video games. So I have two quotes to back these up. The first one is from the Blinn Library book called "Are Video Games Harmful?" by the author Markovitz. It reads, "At first, Ruya played occasionally, but she eventually found herself playing over 20 hours a week." It goes on to say, "Any drug and alcohol abuser that knows what happens when he or she suddenly stops using the substance. The body no longer receives the chemicals that satisfy the pleasure center of the brain, and it goes through withdrawals." Following that, on the more of addiction side of things, I have a quote from procon.org. It says, "60% of boys and 40% of girls who played at least one mature rated game hit or beat up someone, compared to 39% of boys and 14% of girls who did not play M-rated games." So lastly, I will talk about John F. Kennedy's role and involvement in the Cuban Missile Crisis on October 22nd, what he did on October 22nd, 1962 that sparked that. So the main point of this is, as many of you guys probably know, John F. Kennedy was an American president from 1961 until his assassination in Dallas, Texas in 1963. We're going to be looking at what he did to spark the Cuban Missile Crisis. So the Cuban Missile Crisis started with the Soviet Union sending ballistic missiles to Cuba, and the United States' involvement in that started with the citizens of the United States being concerned of test missiles being fired only 90 miles from Florida's coast. So the United States decided to send out spy planes to figure out what was actually going on over there. JFK's reconnaissance planes figured out that there were actual ballistic missile sites where they could be fired, and his plan to take care of the problem was announced on national television on October 22nd, 1961. So JFK decided to send U.S. naval ships to quarantine the nation to stop USSR missiles from continuing to come over, but also to monitor what was going on over there. JFK also requested that Cuba disassemble the missile that they already had over there and send it back to the USSR. And negotiations played out, and in the United States' favor. This was the closest we'd ever been to a nuclear war ever. So to wrap up, Sam Houston was a very important figure in Texas history. Grand Theft Auto changed the world of video games forever, and JFK handled a crisis that could have been destructive for the U.S. The purpose for this speech is just to inform my audience of events that occurred on October 22nd. I hope that it was informative, and thank you. Matt, are you here?
I am.
Blair, are you here?
Yes.
Cody, are you here?
I was riveted.
Thank you very much.